In this video, we're looking at a sitcom about an ordinary family. They're not quirky like 2.4 Children, or have a 40-year-old son still living at home like in Sorry. But there is a twist. This is a British Muslim family living in Birmingham with a status-seeking father, a long-suffering wife and daughters trying to cope with tradition and modernity. So let's see what people loved or hated about Citizen Khan. Firstly, we have to look at why, for example, Citizen Khan triggers far stronger reactions than, say, the royal family. People react to what the show means, and unlike the royals, the Khans carry symbolic weight. Where the royal family is allowed to be a sitcom, Citizen Khan was perceived as a representation of British Muslims, whether Adil Ray intended that or not. The first episode alone generated hundreds of complaints to the BBC, with viewers accusing it of stereotyping Muslims and insulting Islam. The show leans into the 1970s style farce, slapstick, misunderstandings, big performances. Critics and audiences noted that this broadness made the stereotypes feel louder and more exposed. Some viewers saw a harmless buffoon, others saw a caricature aimed at a minority community. The show became a lightning rod for debates about Islamophobia. British Muslim viewers felt the show reinforced stereotypes and contributed to Islamophobic discourse. This means viewers aren't just reacting to comedy, they're reacting to a wider media landscape where Muslims are often misrepresented. Many British Asians recognise the Mr. Khan archetype, the self-appointed community leader, the uncle who wants status, and found it funny and familiar. Others felt it aired private cultural dynamics for a mainstream audience that might not understand the nuance. That tension creates a perfect storm. Some viewers feel seen, others feel exposed. The show pulled in millions of viewers and ran for 5 seasons, but it also attracted thousands of complaints over its run. That combination, popularity plus controversy, guarantees polarised reactions. When a sitcom centres a minority group, the audience isn't just judging the jokes, they're judging whether the portrayal is fair, harmful, affectionate or outdated. That's inherently more combustible than a show about a white working class family in Manchester. The royal family divides people on form, slow, minimal and observational. Citizen Khan divides people on meaning, representation, stereotypes and cultural politics. Many viewers and critics accuse the show of relying on lazy, old-fashioned stereotypes of British Pakistanis and Muslims. Mr. Khan, the self-appointed community leader, was often seen as a caricature, a loudmouth, cheap, patriarchal figure prone to lying and trying to cut corners. One scene that drew heavy criticism was Mr. Khan's daughter Alia, a heavily made-up teenager who pairs a hijab with skinny jeans and pretends to read the Quran while texting on her phone. This was seen by some as desacralising Islamic practices and as a tasteless depiction of Islam. Some felt the humour was akin to 1970s racist sitcoms like Mind Your Language, and it reinforced negative perceptions of Muslims for a non-Muslim audience. Labour MP Rupert Huck even called its portrayal quite backward in a parliamentary debate. Conversely, a large segment of the audience, including many Muslims and British Pakistanis, found the show relatable and genuinely funny. They argued that Mr. Khan was a comic character, a lovable rogue with universal flaws, hypocrisy, deceit, stinginess that could be found in any family, regardless of their background. Adil Ray, the creator and star, often stated that the show aimed for universal themes of family life and that any family could relate to it. Some found the specific cultural nuances, like the clash of generations or the dynamics within a Desi household, to be highly accurate and amusing reflections of their own experience. Citizen Khan was a massive ratings winner, often peaking at 5 million viewers. The former Secretary General of the Muslim Council of Britain said it was the best thing the BBC had done recently because it showed Muslims laughing at themselves rather than being serious and shouting. Even putting aside the representation debate, many critics simply found the show's humour to be uninspired, formulaic and not particularly funny. It was often described as old-fashioned studio sitcom fare with cliched jokes and predictable situations. Some argued that it had all of the sit, but it never had any of the com. For a mass audience, the broad, accessible humour was a strength. It was designed to be a big, laugh-out-loud comedy that families could watch together. Its significant viewing figures attested to its ability to entertain a large segment of the public who enjoyed its particular style of comedy. The show included the character Dave, the mosque manager, who is a white convert to Islam, originally played by Chris Marshall, then Matthew Cottle. This was largely intended by the show's creators to be a progressive element. Mr. Khan's interactions with Dave often involved Mr. Khan's subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, prejudice and scepticism about Dave's authenticity as a Muslim or his ability to manage the mosque, largely because he wasn't Asian. Mr. Khan would often respond with "hello" instead of the proper Islamic greeting when Dave said "Assalamu alaikum." Some viewers, including Muslims, saw this as a comedic way to highlight Mr. Khan's own flaws and prejudices and to gently educate the audience about the diversity within the Muslim community. That is, not all Muslims are Asian and converts exist. They might have found it funny because Mr. Khan's bias was clearly meant to be part of his character's comedic ignorance. However, for others, the running gag of Mr. Khan not fully accepting Dave could be seen as reinforcing negative stereotypes or prejudices within the community itself, or even as making light of genuine challenges faced by converts. While the intention was likely comedic, it might have been interpreted as subtly patronising to Dave's character or as a missed opportunity to show more positive inter-Muslim relationships. Citizen Khan received a disproportionate amount of its initial criticism and complaints from within Muslim communities, particularly British Muslims, families and individuals, compared to other groups. Many of these complaints specifically cited scenes like the daughter pretending to read the Quran and was singled out as a tasteless depiction of Islam and sparked Ofcom complaints. For some Muslim viewers, this crossed the line between affectionate satire and disrespect. However, it's crucial to note that opinion within Muslim communities was deeply divided. For every complaint, Adil Ray stated, he received many messages of praise and support from Muslims who related to the show or appreciated the representation. Prominent Muslim figures also defended the show, arguing it was positive to show the humour within Muslim communities and challenge the serious stereotype. So while criticism from Muslim families was prominent, it was by no means universal within those communities. While the show was set in Spark Hill, a real area in Birmingham known for its large South Asian population, filming often took place in and around nearby Small Heath. There were undoubtedly many residents who felt a sense of pride and recognition seeing their area and community reflected on national television. It resonated with people who recognised the specific cultural nuances and types of characters. However, there were also local criticisms, particularly from those who felt the portrayal was stereotypical or didn't accurately reflect the diversity and complexity of Birmingham's Muslim communities. Farce and stereotype-driven humour always split audiences. It's the same pattern you see with Mrs. Brown's Boys, Little Britain or Mind Your Language. People either love the boldness or reject it outright. The show uses big performances, farce and old-school sitcom rhythms. That kind of comedy doesn't invite reflection, it invites an immediate thumbs up or thumbs down. Viewers either enjoy the heightened tone or find it grating. There's no middle ground. Even when viewers don't mention race or religion explicitly, they're responding to a show that carries a cultural weight for some. It's refreshing to see a British Pakistani Muslim family in a mainstream sitcom. For others, the representation feels uncomfortable or too caricatured. People who prefer naturalism dismiss it instantly. People who enjoy traditional sitcom structure embrace it instantly. I'm not really surprised Citizen Khan has been voted onto this list. Anything that mentions religion or racial identity seems likely to cause controversy or offence. But I wonder, for those who avoided it, was that because of the subject matter or a deeper assumption that a sitcom about a British Muslim family simply wouldn't speak to you? Or perhaps it was just that the loud, broad style of Sparkle's self-appointed community leader felt a bit too 1970s for a 21st century audience. I'd be curious to know, did you give Mr. Khan a chance? Or did the headlines make up your mind before the first episode ever aired? I hope you've enjoyed this look at Citizen Khan. Join me again for more loved and hated TV sitcoms.